Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. This is Pamela, and you're watching Pam Entertainment TV. I wanted to go over the actual verdict sheets for the P. Diddy trial. This is the one that they're going to be using in the deliberation room. Shout out to P. Diddy Trials, her X page. A shout out to them for showing this. So here is the actual sheet. So we have the U.S. Southern District of New York, United States of America versus Sean Combs. They have count one, and now count one has to do with the racketeering. And they ask you, how do you find the defendant guilty or not guilty? And you would check that slip. If and only if you find the defendant guilty of count one, which type of racketeering acts do you unanimously find were involved in the crime? And so they have them all: acts involving kidnapping, acts involving arson, acts involving bribery, acts involving witness tampering, acts involving forced labor, acts involving trafficking, acts involving transportation for the purposes of prostitution. Then they say, if and only if you find it guilty of count one, did the pattern of racketeering activity include the trafficking of Cassandra Ventura? If and only if you find the defendant guilty of count one, did the pattern of racketeering include the trafficking of Jane? You have to answer. And then it says, how do you find the defendant in count two, the trafficking of Cassie Ventura, guilty or not guilty? How do you find count three, Mann Act transportation of Cassandra? Did you that's transportation for the specific act of prostitution? Do you find it guilty or not guilty? And it's the same two charges in the back. So in other words, if you're under this, if you're in count one, and now there's a little confusion because there's this thing about years, 10 years, 5 years, because they said that the Mann Act goes back 5 years. And so if you find that there was trafficking, or you find the defendant not guilty of count three, let's go over here. If you find the defendant guilty of count four, not guilty of count four, and not guilty of count five, then that means you have to find him not guilty of count one. Now that's the way I was reading the instructions to the jury. I'll go back and look at them again. But that's the way I had been interpreting those instructions. So again, shout out to P. Diddy trial updates. They definitely been doing their thing as far as getting us all this information. So they're still in deliberations at this point. So we will see. Let me go ahead and close this out. So that's what I just wanted to show y'all. All right, people, we do this every week. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video if you care. And right before we go, let me make sure let's go over that. Baby, the jury charge is 62 pages. So what I'll do is do a new video and we'll go over the jury charge. All right.